My name is Wes Theron, and I'm excited to help you build a website that looks great, but also communicates your brand effectively. I'm going to show you how I created the following interior design business website using the 2024 block theme. And I have, of course, used WordPress.com as my hosting company. So make sure you have created a WordPress.com account if you haven't done so already. Let's start with the foundation, your theme. A theme defines your site's visual design and layout, controlling how content is presented to visitors. It includes elements like color schemes, fonts, and page structure, ensuring a cohesive look. Themes provide a ready-made design framework for your entire website, allowing you to launch your site quickly without needing to design every element of your site from scratch. With a well-designed theme, you can focus on content creation, and the theme will handle the look and feel of your site. To explore the large collection of professionally designed themes, go to Appearance, click on Themes, and then browse through all the available themes. In this example, we'll use a block theme called 2024 to create our site. And when you open it, you can of course get a preview of the theme. To follow along, we also recommend that you use a block theme. Block themes use the site editor, the latest and greatest editing tool in WordPress that gives you control over your site's design and layout. You can build all parts of your site using blocks. To make sure you choose a block theme, type block themes in the search field to filter and view only block themes. You will notice many themes are available for free, while some are included when you upgrade your WordPress.com plan. To check if you are using a block theme, go to Appearance, and if you have Editor here, that means you are using a block theme. If you only have Customize here and not Editor, it's a classic theme. Please note, classic themes have limitations in how you can customize them and won't be covered in this video. Let's explore how to choose the right theme to suit the vision you have for your website. When deciding on a theme, consider these points. Do you like the design and aesthetics of the theme? Number 2, when you preview the theme, focus on the overall layout and structure rather than the content shown in the demo. A theme's demo might showcase a furniture store or an animal site, but don't let that limit your vision. Once you replace the demo text and images with your own content, you can tailor the theme to suit any topic or purpose. Next, do you like the look of the header area, which is of course the first thing visitors see when they open your site? Do you like the placement of the menu, the site title, etc.? Another question to ask yourself is, do you like how the content is organized and presented? While you can change how this looks, choosing a layout you like means less work moving things around later. And finally, do you like how the theme appears on mobile and tablet screens? To see this, open the live demo and use the selector at the top left to switch between desktop, tablet, and mobile. Go ahead and take some time and choose a theme now. Any block theme will do. As mentioned, I'm going to use the 2024 theme. To activate your chosen theme, click the Activate button on the theme page, and in a few seconds, the theme will be applied to your website, and you can start editing the content by clicking on the Customize button. And then you are ready to go. Best of all, you can switch themes at any time. Any pages, posts, or media you created will transfer over to the new theme. But what about your homepage? The homepage will update to the new design. But if you made any edits to your old theme's homepage, you'll be able to get those back when you reactivate the old theme. When you make your way to My Themes, you will see my new theme and my old theme. To revert back to your old theme, just select the theme and then go ahead and activate. Once we have chosen our theme, it's time to edit and personalize our homepage using the site editor. Your homepage is the main entry point of your site, typically the first page visitors will see. It serves as a gateway to the rest of your website, providing an overview of what it offers and guiding users to other pages. Here is the homepage I created for my interior design company using the 2024 block theme. I've used a variety of patterns for each section and have also applied one of the theme's style variations. To get started, navigate to Appearance and then click on Editor in your WordPress dashboard. This opens the editor where you'll see a site preview on the right. This is a live view of your homepage. And then on the left, a menu of where you can access styles, patterns, templates, and other settings. We'll get to those in just a bit. Just a reminder, to return to the dashboard, click on the WordPress logo in the upper left corner. To edit your homepage, click on the site preview on the right, and the homepage editing screen will open. Once opened, you can start editing. Everything on your page is made up of individual blocks. You can think of them as the literal building blocks of your website. You can add blocks for text, images, video, audio, columns, spaces, buttons, and much more. To add a block, click the plus symbol in the upper left corner. You'll find blocks for every piece of a website you can think of, so don't worry about learning them all. You can browse the blocks by category, or use the search box at the top to find the specific block you're looking for. In this case, an image block. Luckily, your theme has included sample content for you to start with, so you don't have to build everything from scratch. And the same goes for the 2024 theme that I've installed and activated. So let's explore how you can use starting blocks to add your own content. An effective way of keeping track of your page content is by opening the list view, the icon with 3 horizontal lines found in the top left corner. The list view lets you see all blocks in an organized list, making it easier to see the structure of elements on the page. If the blocks are inside of groups, click the small arrow icon to expand and see the full list of blocks on the page. Next, when you select a block within the list view, you can drag and drop it in a different location. And now we'll see this section is lower down on our homepage. If you make a change and decide you don't like it, you can click the undo arrow button in the upper left corner to undo your most recent action. Just a quick mention, if you don't use the list view, you can still select a block and then use the block toolbar to drag and drop it to a new position. When you select something in the list view, you can click on the 3 vertical dots to the right of a block and select Add Before or Add After to add content below or above the selected area. I'll go ahead and add a block before. The default block is the paragraph text block, so you can go ahead and type in any content or add any other block by clicking the plus icon that appears on the right when you hover your mouse. And as an example, we can go ahead and add the media and text block. Next, let's start editing our homepage demo content and replacing it with our own. Let's start with the basics, editing text. Click on any block of regular text to modify that text. In this case, I'm going to change it to say interior design, and then we can open up the block settings in the right corner. Here, you can change the color of your text. And when you click on the 3 vertical dots next to typography, you can update the font size, style, etc. When you select the text, you can also use the block toolbar to perform other actions. You can add emphasis by using bold, italic, or even link formatting. Then we can go ahead and change other text areas as well. In this example, I will update the paragraph block as well as the buttons block or call to action. Next, you can start replacing the sample images provided by your theme. Click on an image and then click Replace in the block toolbar that appears when you select the block. You can upload a new image from your computer or select the Open Media Library to choose from images you've already added to your site. Another option is to click on Replace and then select Reset. Then, when you click on Select Image, you'll be able to use free images from Pexels, for example. Pexels provides your WordPress.com website with a vast library of beautiful and useful royalty-free images. As you saw in this example, I just searched for interior design and found the image I wanted. While you're at it, we recommend that you add alternative text in the image settings on the right, as shown here. Alt text is a short description that helps visually impaired users and also improves SEO by helping search engines like Google understand the image. Now, if you want to add new sections to your homepage, you have 2 options. You can manually add blocks or use patterns. Patterns are pre-designed layouts of block combinations that help you speed up the design process. When you click on the plus icon again in the upper left corner, you can click on the Patterns tab and then browse through all the available patterns category by category. And once you find a pattern you like, you can add it in one click. Let's try choosing one now. Once inserted, you can modify the content as you wish. As an example, we can go ahead and update the title of the pattern as well as the image. If you want to remove any part of your homepage, you have two options. If you want to remove just a single element, click directly on that block, in this case the buttons block. Then click the three dots icon in the toolbar that appears and select the delete option. If you want to remove an entire section of the page, you can select a section or a group, click the three dots icon in the list view or in the block toolbar, and select the delete option. Next, I also want to delete the top section of the dummy content on my homepage. For more structured design, we can use columns and groups. Column blocks help you create multi-column layouts, perfect for showcasing services, testimonials, or images side by side. The following two examples have been created using the columns block. The first example is a services section, and the second example, a pricing table. Group blocks, on the other hand, let you combine multiple elements, making it easy to apply background colors or spacing to sections. Both of these examples show that the group block is like a container and can contain multiple blocks. To add a group or columns block, click on the plus icon top left and then search column, for example. At the bottom, you will notice there are some ready-made patterns, or you can select the columns block, select how many columns you want, and finally, you can start adding other blocks within each column. Lastly, some themes include the query loop block. Now, I know that's a funny word, but basically the query loop block displays your site's blog posts and always stay updated with the latest posts. If we look at the homepage of the 2024 theme and scroll down, we will notice a section displaying blog posts. When we select it, we'll see that these posts are displayed via the query loop block. If you don't plan on blogging for now, you can select the entire section and delete. And then you'll see a message that says, be careful, some of the deleted blocks will stop your post or page content from displaying. I'm not going to display any blog posts on my homepage, so I can go ahead and delete. Next, I want to add one or two more patterns to finalize my homepage, and then we can merely update the content with our own. I want to add a new section at the top of my homepage, so I will select the group at the top, click on the three vertical dots, and then select Add Before. Then we'll add a new pattern and select one from the intro category, with text on the left and an image on the right. Then I also want to add a testimonials pattern, so I will scroll down to the testimonials category and select the relevant pattern. And when it's inserted, I will use the little arrows to relocate it to the bottom of the page. Once you have added all your own images and content, your homepage is ready. Now you can take some time to customize your homepage to your liking. Once you are happy with your edits, don't forget to save. Click the Save button in the top right corner. After choosing a theme and setting up your homepage, it's time to start adding more pages to your site. These additional pages help organize content and provide important information for your visitors. Common examples include a services page to outline what you offer, an about page to introduce yourself or your business, a contact page for inquiries, and even a blog page or news page for updates and articles. Let's go ahead and create a new page for our site. To get started, navigate to Appearance and Editor in your WordPress dashboard. This opens the site editor where you can manage all parts of your site using blocks. If you are already editing your homepage, click the WordPress logo in the upper left corner to return to the menu option. To add a new page, click on Pages in the left side menu, then click Add New Page. Give your page a title, in this case Contact, and then click the Create Draft button. We can start adding content like text, images, buttons, a contact form, and any other type of content. But what if you want to speed things up? Well, you can use patterns and choose from a selection of beautiful designs for many types of pages. To add patterns, click the plus icon in the top left corner and select the Patterns tab. You can filter by category. So we'll go ahead and choose the Contact category. For a contact page, it's common to add a contact form, your business hours, and sometimes a map. Once you find a pattern you like, click it once to insert the entire layout, which you can then customize as you wish. I will go ahead and select 2 patterns for my contact page. One with a contact form and one with my contact details and a map. Next, let's talk about page settings, which you will find on the right sidebar. You'll find 2 tabs, one for the overall page settings and one for specific block settings that you've clicked on. Let's open the page settings and then click next to status. When you first create the page, it will be a draft visible only to you. You can set it to public, private, or accessible only with a password. You can click the slug option to customize the page URL if you wish to. And you can also add an excerpt where you can write a small summary of the page that can be used by search engines. Or click the generate button to have AI write one for you automatically. Next, you can update the content of your patterns. So let's go ahead and make some tweaks. I'm going to remove the title named Contact from my pattern and then replace the image on the right with one of my own. So we'll click on Replace, select Open Media Library, and then click on the relevant image. And don't forget to add alternative text. Once added, we can click on Select, and then the new image will have been applied. Then we can scroll down to our second pattern. We can replace the contact details with our own. And when we select the map, we can open the sidebar settings or block settings and click on Markers, bottom right, to update the address of your map. Then I'll go ahead and save my changes. When your page is ready, click on the computer screen icon in the upper right corner and then select Preview in a new tab to see what the page will look like to the public. When you are happy with the outcome, you can return to the editor view and hit the Publish button in the top right corner. Remember, you can come back and edit the page at any time. The cool thing is every time you save, WordPress keeps a revision, so you can always restore an earlier version of the page if needed. In the page settings, you'll find a new revisions option. This will only appear once you have saved some changes to the page. Click the number next to revisions. Then use the slider at the top to browse earlier versions. And click the Restore this revision button to return to that version of the page. Now it's your turn. Take some time to create and publish a new page. Whether it's an About, Services, or Portfolio page, you can create as many pages as your website needs. Next, we will walk you through how to set up your header and footer. The header, located at the top of every page, typically includes your site title, logo, and navigation menu. It's of course the first thing visitors see and will help them find their way around the pages of your website with ease. The footer, at the bottom of the page, often contains navigation links or other essential information such as contact details, social media links, and other helpful resources. A well-structured header and footer can improve navigation and enhance the overall experience visitors have with your website. Before setting up your header and footer, let's make sure your navigation menu is in place. So the first thing to do is to check that all the pages you want in your menu have been created for your site. In your WordPress dashboard, make your way to Appearance and open the editor. Then make your way to Pages. Now the 2024 theme provided the About page, and I've already added the Contact page. So the next page you want to add is a Services page, so I'll click on Add New Page, name it appropriately, and then click on Create Draft. Next, you can build out the page with content. To start off with, I'm just going to add one pattern from the Services category, and then publish the page. Once the page is published, I will click on the WordPress logo to return to pages, and then we'll notice our About, Contact, and Services pages are ready. When we open our home page, we will notice that these pages have been added to our navigation menu automatically. To edit our navigation menu, open the list view in the upper left corner and then find your navigation block, which may be nested inside a group of blocks or the header block, as seen in this example. When you click on the pages of your site, you will notice they've been added to a page list and cannot be maneuvered individually. So to edit your page list, click on the Edit button in your block toolbar, and then a message will appear that says Edit Page List. This navigation menu displays your website's pages. Editing it will enable you to add, delete, or reorder pages. However, new pages will no longer be added automatically. So we'll go ahead and click Edit. Now we can go ahead and add or reorder menu items. Remember that new pages will no longer be added automatically. You'll need to add them manually. Firstly, let's see how you can add other pages or other blocks to your navigation menu. Click on the plus icon in your navigation menu. Then you'll notice your most recently published pages will appear as suggestions. But let's click Add Block to explore the different types of menu items we can add. And then select Browse All. And now you can see all the different options. You can add a page link to add any published page on your site to your menu, or you can add a custom link to add any link to your menu, even if it's a link to another website. You can also add buttons, a search box, social media icons, and more. Next, I want to add a link to my home page so visitors can always return to the front page of my website. So I can go to the home page link, and in one click, it will be added to my navigation menu. To reorder your navigation menu, select one of the navigation items, and then you can use the little arrows in the navigation block to relocate it to a different position. So now I will go ahead and reposition all my menu items. I want Home first, then Services, then About, and finally my contact page. Perhaps you want to make some more changes to how your website header is organized. Let's look at refining your header design next. Back in the site editor on your homepage, I've already selected the header block, and then we are ready to start editing. Firstly, I will select my site logo block. Then we can go ahead and use the block toolbar to generate a logo for our site. But I will click on Choose Logo and select one that I've already added to my media library. Next, I will select the site title block and update my site title to say Serenity Designs. Then you can add other blocks to your header as well. Let's go ahead and click on the 3 vertical dots next to site title and then select Add After. Then I will type / site tagline, as I want a tagline below my site title. Remember, you can use the / as a shortcut for adding any block. And then we can add our tagline. In this case, we make dreams come true. Click the Save button when you're done to save your changes. To save time and quickly update your header design, you can use patterns of pre-made header designs that come with your theme. In the site editor on your homepage, make sure you select the header block in the list view. Open the block settings sidebar on the right side of the screen, and under Design, browse all your header patterns. To add a header pattern, you can merely click on it, and then work your way through the patterns until you find one you like. There are a variety of patterns to choose from, and remember, once you add the pattern, you can customize it further as you please. I want to keep the header I've been working on, so I'm just going to go ahead and undo changes. Now, let's customize your footer to meet your site's needs. Make sure you select the footer block in your list view. Then you will notice the default pattern that was added by the theme, which we can of course modify. Firstly, I'm going to enlarge the site logo. And then please note, the navigation menus on the right are all dummy content. So let's look at the first column named About. I will select About and change the name to Quick Links. Next, we can select the navigation block in the list view with our dummy content and replace it with the navigation menu we have already created by using your block settings on the right and then clicking on the 3 vertical dots next to Menu and selecting the main navigation menu we already created with a link to our homepage, services page, about page, and contact page. For the next column, we can also select the navigation block with the dummy content. And because we don't have another navigation menu we created, we can actually go ahead and of course create a privacy policy page and a terms and conditions page. And then when those are in place, we can click on the 3 vertical dots next to menu again, and then select create new menu and then add those 2 page links. When we select the navigation menu in the third column, we can add links to our social media pages, in this case Facebook, Instagram, and X. When you try to update the link of your first social media platform, a new navigation menu will automatically be added. And then you can go back, select the navigation menu, add the relevant URL, and then repeat the process for your other social media platform links. You can of course opt in to use one of the other footer patterns that come with your theme. So when you select the footer block in your list view, you will once again below design in your sidebar settings see all the available patterns. Then you can click through all the patterns to find one that meets your design needs. You will notice they all look different and bring something else to the table. Some designs are more simplistic, while others provide more detail. For my website, I want to keep things simple, so I'm going to use a pattern that will allow visitors to quickly find my main pages. And when you are done, remember to click Save top right. Next, you will learn how to style your website to match your brand's look and feel. To update your site's style, go to Appearance, click on Editor, and then select Styles in the left sidebar. While you can fine-tune your site's colors and fonts separately, you can click on Browse Styles to see a variety of style variations your theme offers. One of them might be precisely what you are looking for, and in that case, great, no changes are needed. You can also check out a preview on the right to see how the style variation affects other sections of the page. But maybe none of the style variations that come with your theme meets your design needs, and you want to tweak the typography and colors of your site. First, let's talk about typography. Typography refers to the appearance of text on your website, including the font, the size, the space between letters, and more. If you want to customize your typography, go to the Site Editor and select Styles in the left sidebar, and then select Typography. Now you can, for example, select Text Elements, click below Font, and then select one of the available fonts. As an example, we can change the font for our text to Alberta Sans. Then I will make my way to Headings and pair it with a complementary heading font like Roboto. And once you have selected the fonts, you can see a preview of how well they work together on the right. When we return to text, please take note you can change the size of your text. You can use small to XXL or a custom unit of measurement. You can tweak the appearance. In this example, we will select light, and you can update the line height. Let's increase it to 1.75. You can also tweak the letter spacing, in this case 0.2 pixels, and change the letter case. Remember, you can fine-tune the fonts for regular text, links, headings, captions, and buttons throughout your site. If you are on a higher plan, you can browse a larger selection of fonts or even upload your own. To learn more, check out the resources below this video. But next, let's move on to colors. Back in the main styles menu, click on Colors. One way to update your site's colors is by editing your theme's color palette, which is the collection of colors defined to use across your site. So let's click on Edit Palette at the top. My theme, the 2024 theme, has 10 colors in its color palette. There are 2 base colors, 3 contrast colors, and then 5 accent colors. And you can customize your theme's color palette to meet your design needs. As an example, let's update the base color for our theme. Click on the color and then add a relevant hex code. In this case, we are going to add a warm off-white color. Please note you can easily find the hex code for a color on the internet, but otherwise you can use the visual color picker that WordPress provides as well. Then we can also update the main contrast color with a rich brown. So we can go ahead and click on the main contrast color and then replace it with the hex code. And now we can preview our changes on the right of the screen. When we make our way to Pages, for example, and open the Services page, we will notice the colors have applied across my site. And when we click on the plus icon top left and select Patterns, we will notice that the new color scheme has applied to all patterns as well. Back to editing our palette, when you click on the 3 vertical dots next to theme, you can easily reset your colors in one click. Another option you have is to add a custom color to your color palette. So when you click on the plus icon next to custom, you can once again click on the color and then change the hex code. Let's add the warm off-white color we used earlier on as a custom color to our site. And then we can name it appropriately and click on Done. When we return to colors, you will notice you can also fine-tune the colors used for each element throughout your site. For example, text, background, links, caption, buttons, and headings. Now we have just added a custom color. And now, for example, we can select background and then change the background of our site using the custom color. And if we don't like it, we can merely click on Clear. The final option worth exploring when we click on Edit Palette again is right at the bottom below Palette. You can also opt in for one of the suggested color palettes chosen by the theme's designers. When choosing colors, keep in mind how well those colors work together. For example, light-colored text may be difficult for visitors to read on a light-colored background. We recommend choosing colors that contrast well together to ensure you provide a pleasant experience for visitors on your website. Let's look at a quick example. As you will notice, there's not a clear contrast between the background color and the text color. Let's use the color picker and select a more suitable contrast color. If you ever want to go back or revert back to a previous version of your styles, WordPress keeps revisions of your changes. Let me show you how to restore a previous style. Click the revisions icon at the bottom left. It looks like a little clock. If this doesn't appear, it means there are no saved revisions available to restore. Once you click on it, your revisions will open up on the right of the page. And then you can browse through previous versions of your site and restore it in one click. For now, I will reset it to defaults. For my site, I actually don't want to use any custom colors or fonts. So I'm going to go ahead and select one of the style variations that come with the 2024 theme. So I will click on Browse Styles again, and then select the style variation called Ice. Then we will see a zoomed out preview on the left. And as I really like the look and feel of the style variation, I'm going to go ahead and save it to my site. Next, we are going to look at how you can edit your website's templates to make structural changes to how your content appears across multiple pages of the site. Please note, you don't have to edit your templates at all, but understanding how they work can be helpful. In simple terms, a template controls the layout of your pages and posts. They are made up of blocks and control the overall structure of your pages or posts, defining where elements like headers, footers, titles, and content appear. WordPress offers several types of templates for different purposes. To view your site's templates, navigate to Appearance and then click on Editor. Once the site editor opens up, head to Templates in the left sidebar. Let's discuss some of the most common templates you are likely to encounter. This theme includes 11 templates, but you are likely going to see other templates included with your theme. And don't worry about editing them all. We are only going to focus on a few main ones in this video. First up, the Pages template. This template contains basic structure for static content. Basically, all the pages on your site, like your About page, Contact page, and Services page. The template will determine where the title and content will appear, as well as how wide the text area will be. Next, we can return to Templates and open the Single Posts template. This template controls the layout of your individual blog posts, where the title appears, where the text appears, plus other post elements like the featured image and comments. Next, we can also look at the All Archives template. This template defines the layout of groups of posts by category, tag, author, or date. So, for example, if somebody clicks on a specific category, they will see all the posts from that category. And you, as a site owner, can use the All Archives template to decide how these posts will be displayed. The last template we want to look at is the 404 template, which will be displayed when no page is found. With this template, you can design the page that visitors will see if they try to visit a page that doesn't exist. It is important to understand that each template type serves a specific function on your site, ensuring a consistent look and feel across similar pages. As mentioned, if you are happy with how your theme has structured these templates, you don't have to make any changes to them. It's perfectly fine to leave things as they are. But if you want to fine-tune more structural elements of your website, editing a template is a great way to do that. Let's edit the Pages template to show an example of how it works. The Pages template is used for standard pages on your site, such as an About, Contact, Services, or Portfolio page. Pages using this template will have the same overall layout, ensuring that visitors browsing your site will have a consistent experience as they navigate from page to page. To see the layout of your template, open the List view by clicking on the 3 horizontal lines icon in the upper left corner. Click on the little arrows to expand the groups of content. A typical Pages template includes a header, title, featured image, and then the content block, which represents the space where the actual page content will appear. So do not remove this, otherwise the content you added on a page will not appear. And then lastly, the footer. The header and footer appear across your entire site. Now please remember, when you create a new page, it automatically gets assigned to this Pages template. And the Pages template provides the layout and structure for the page. Let's make our way to Pages and open up the About page in this example. Once we open the page, we will of course notice all the content that I've added. To see which template this page has been assigned to, open the sidebar settings top right. And when you scroll down next to template, you will of course notice that this page has been assigned to the Pages template. When you click on Pages, you have a few options, but let's go ahead and select Edit Template. And then once again, the Pages template will open up, which provides the layout and design for all our pages. When we return to our About page, click on the laptop icon and then select Preview in New tab, so that we can see the layout and structure of the page. And we will see our page title is centered with lots of space around it. To change the way this looks on your About page and all your other pages, we need to modify it in the Pages template. So make sure you select the page title block. Then we can use the block toolbar to, for example, change the alignment to left. And once we click Save, we can return to the preview of our About page, and once we reload, we will notice the change take effect. Then we can return to our Pages template to explore some other options. If you want to adjust the appearance of the page title, open the sidebar settings on the right. You can change the size of the text, change the color, and update the dimensions. But what if you want to remove the page title from your pages? Then you can click on the 3 vertical dots of your block toolbar and select Delete. But now we will also notice some spacer blocks. So when we open the list view top left, we can clearly see the spacer blocks that were added by the theme designers. Once again, we can click on the 3 vertical dots and delete as many spacer blocks as we want to. Then we can hit Save, return to the preview of our About page, and reload the page to see the change take effect. I trust you feel more confident now editing the Pages template to make those small structural changes to the additional pages you added to your site. Let's end off by modifying the 404 template. When you return to Templates, open the 404 template. And then we can go ahead and customize this template to our liking, as this is the page folks will see if they land on a page that does not exist. I'm going to select the heading Page Not Found and replace it with my own content. For my interior design business, I wanted to say this page is empty, but your home doesn't have to be. And then add an image from my media library, one of an empty room. And when we hit Save, this is what visitors will see when they land on a page that does not exist. Now it's your turn to make those design and layout changes to your Pages template and 404 template. But maybe you like the layout of your theme's templates. Well, then you don't have to do anything. Congratulations, you've built your WordPress.com site and now it's time to go live. Before hitting the Publish button, let's ensure everything looks great and works as intended. Here is a checklist to follow. The first step is to preview your website. So from your WordPress dashboard, click on the site title top left, and this will take you to the front end of your website. And now you can scroll through all your pages and content to check formatting, images, and links. Make sure everything looks the way you intended. The next step is to make sure your navigation menu works. So click on each navigation menu item to check that it links to the correct pages. Thirdly, test your buttons and forms. If you have contact forms, buttons, or any interactive elements, test them to confirm they work. I'm happy to see that our services call to action that I linked to my services page works. Let's go to our contact page to check that the contact form is in working order. Then I will go ahead and add some dummy content below name, email, and message, and then hit Submit. Then we can click on the site title top left again to return to the dashboard. Scroll down and click on Feedback, and then you will notice our response that is ready to be reviewed. The last thing on the checklist is to also view your site on other screen sizes. So from your dashboard, make your way to Appearance and click on Editor. Once the site editor opens up, open your home page or any other page, click on the laptop icon, top right, and then you can switch between viewing your page on tablet and mobile. And now I actually see that I don't like the way my site title and site tagline appear on mobile, so I'm going to update that. Let's first open the list view top left, and then select the site tagline block. Then I will click on the 3 vertical dots next to the block and select Delete. Next, I want to style my site title block, so make sure you select it in the list view. Open the Styles tab on the right. Then I will add a custom size, in this case 25 pixels. Then I will click on the 3 vertical dots next to typography, select Appearance, and change the appearance to semi-bold. I am happy with my changes and think this looks better on mobile, so therefore I will hit Save top right. And then we can also check what it will look like on tablet and desktop. If you need help with making any final changes, consult the Help Center. Visit the WordPress dashboard and then click on the question mark icon top right. Then you can use the search bar to find recommended resources. Once you have checked everything, you are ready to launch. In your WordPress dashboard at the top, click the blue button with a rocket icon labeled Launch Site. And after you have chosen a domain and completed the checkout, you are live. If you have already launched your site, this blue rocket button won't be available. Instead, check your site's privacy settings by visiting the Sites page. Click the WordPress icon top left, select the relevant site, click on Settings, then you can set your site to Coming Soon, Private, or of course Public. Once you are live, review your site one more time. Check it out as a regular visitor would. Use a browser where you're not logged into WordPress.com and use your phone as well. This way, you'll see exactly what your visitors see. Click around, test out links, buttons, and ensure everything behaves as you want it to. Now that your site has been launched, you can start sharing it with the world and your own network. Share your site link on social media, email newsletters, or directly with friends and clients. The exciting part is your website is now live, giving you the freedom to expand your content and audience at your own pace. Launching a website is a big milestone, and WordPress.com provides numerous tools and resources to help you along the way. Here are some additional resources worth exploring. Number 1, upgrade your plan to unlock more features. Number 2, register a domain if you haven't done so already. Number 3, enhance your site's features with plugins. Or number 4, monetize your site. We will add the relevant links below. If you need support, visit WordPress.com/support to explore our guides with instructions for all aspects of managing your new site. And join the community forum to connect with other site owners. Please remember to subscribe to this channel for more helpful resources and tutorials. And all the best running and managing your WordPress.com site.